end of the day, I know who I am.
Welcome. You are listening to
Rainbow Table Talk.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Out the gate already.
Do you know what today is?
It's anniversary. Anniversary.
Hey, what's good, y'all?
It's a baby birthday. We is 1 years old. I think we walking. I think we're walking
right now. Walking, still drooling out the mouth a little bit, but today
yes
is the 1 year anniversary of Rainbow Table Talk. And KJ's birthday weekend after episode.
Post birthday month.
All right. Hey, listen, y'all. If you like Kay with the twist and you want her to lock them up, go ahead.
Put a heart in the chat. Put a heart in the chat. Why? I just don't get that. Why everyone that has locks just want to recruit? Just say, you know what? Come on to this side. Come on.
You've never
some recruiters, man.
You've never recruited in your life?
I have. Y'all worse than the Jehovah's Witness. I mean, y'all just don't know people. Just say, hey, you want to lock up? I tell you what.
Hey, you lock it up. Hey, Kay, how you doing?
I'm doing good, my love. Solid. How are you? Just bring it in. Give me love.
I needed a good one. Today's on a rough one, man. Hey, Miss Belinda. How you doing?
Belinda. How you doing? Make sure you share this, Belinda.
Yeah, make sure y'all share this and, let's do the dang thing. Like, for real, it's been a rough day. But you know what? I am excited and happy to be here.
Yes.
I'm definitely happy to be with the Rainbow Table Talk and get whatever it is that we got on our chest off. Real talk, we got no theme today. It's just our anniversary. You're really sitting here just
chatting it up,
talking about how we feel Rainbow Table Talk has changed.
Yes, it has, and congratulations to you. To you and producer in the back. Producer keeping you. You hear it.
I feel like we're gonna have to pay producer coming forward. So we need y'all to like and share and follow us on all platforms so that we can.
I'm just gonna be honest.
She's definitely like a bartender.
Bartender, keep us on point. Duchess is the IT, the designer. I just show up. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I just show up.
Kay gonna make sure we got all our questions together. Kay is the one who's gonna be there and be like, listen, guys, we need questions, okay? I wrote some questions in the chat room.
It's the Virgo.
Are we gonna talk about the episode for next week? So
next year? It's the Virgo on me, man.
Yeah, right. It's definitely been a wonderful journey, starting and continuing with Rainbow Table Talk. So icebreaker question. Let's not get out of the sorts. Icebreaker question for you.
Let's go.
On a first date.
Here you go.
If you were going to invite a girl to your house on a first date, what would you cook for her?
Oh, what would I cook for her on a first date? You know what? Let me get my suave on. Now keep in mind that me and this young lady, we've been talking, maybe conversating over the phone. And at some point in time, she's expressed the type of foods that she likes. So, I maybe YouTube or order in her favorite food. And, because I'm into details like that. I'm like, hey, I know this was your favorite sandwich, or I know this, pasta is your thing. I just thought
cheesecake. So I just shipped in some Junior's cheesecake from Brooklyn.
Yes, that's the type of person I am. I'm gonna listen to the detail and I'm gonna bring it on the date. Okay. Now,
all right.
Mm-hmm. Now, what you want to do?
Some I'm probably gonna try to make like salmon with like a mango salsa, and and either some shrimp, or depending on how these conversations been going, I might broil some lobster
Oh,
tails.
this the first day.
This first date, you gotta wow them on the first date. Now the second date, we gonna have ramen and eggs.
You just gotta say with the maybe a sausage cut up with a little little
With
pepper on the
sausage head,
top.
with like some
Yes.
little tri peppers on them. That's
Look,
how.
Belinda says, "Don't ever worry about cooking. Just hire auntie for a perfect intimate."
Hey,
Oh,
listen, Miss Belinda be cooking, y'all. Y'all better come
Miss
on.
Belinda, come on now. I need, hey, we need a little meal or something. No, that was good. That was good. You got to keep it romantic. You got
Yeah,
to
keep
keep
it
it
romantic.
romantic.
But see, the thing is, if I really think that like what you things that you shouldn't cook on the first date, pasta.
Okay.
Even though I
What's
like
your
pasta, I
What's
love
your
pasta.
reasoning? What's your reasoning behind that?
Because if you cooking real authentic Italian pasta, it's gonna have some garlic in it, so your breath gonna be funky.
Ooh, so that means you can't be
It's
no kissing
stomach
for that.
bloat.
No kissing for that night.
I messed around one time, went on a date, and got pasta cooked for me, but I wore my tight pants, and the
About to
whole
bust
night
out.
I was trying to figure out how I could like unbutton my pants.
You're like, wait a minute, how can I do this?
Pants was too. I shouldn't have wore these ones. The skinny jeans was too
No,
skinny.
that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Oh, yes. First dates are key. First dates are key.
Yeah.
Now let's sauce it up a little bit.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
Let's sauce it up. Let's jump into it. So we had a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of shows. Held down
Mm-hmm.
a lot of shows. Right? Every show was good. Every show was awesome. What happened to be like one of the shows that was like, man, I left like changed, or I learned something after that show?
Ah, I feel like um it was probably the one that we did with Pastor Aaron and Kamala.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was one. It was a light, a refreshing and a light show, but it got deep in some parts, and I think it just reaffirmed for me being able to love God, be in our skin, and love and accept who we are. And
Yeah.
especially seeing them as a couple, and their transition, and their love for each other. I would say that would be one. Also, the one I did with Pastor Candace Hardnett,
Yeah. It's a beautiful show.
because it was just, I don't know, I just feel a certain place that Rainbow Table Talk is going, and I'm enjoying it, and just really like loving and tapping into it. So
Yeah.
got a shout out to Alexis Thomas, our licensed therapist.
Friend of piss in the house.
The friend of pissed in the house. Now, the first one we did that was good as well, as just us talking about tapping into our mental health and getting ourselves together. So we've had a lot of good shows. I don't know if I can just.
Yeah, because you was going on a roll.
I'm just saying. Okay. What's your
Top three.
That was
that was okay. So that was top three. Top three.
that was top three. That was top three. When you went there with the pastors, I think that was a game changer show, because we don't typically get to see us like being visible like that, especially within like the trans community, and just the authenticity of being a pastor and say, yo, we go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're so transparent with our congregation, and just really the depthness of loving God. I just appreciated their realness. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just appreciated their realness. So I would say that's one. Friend of his, of course. I think that was good. That we actually brought like mental health into the space. And Friend of his, dropped some gems with what was one show with Jose? I just didn't know where that one was going. That was wild.
You
We
never
got to
know
do
where
that.
it's gonna go with Jose.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. And then
Moments in that.
There were some key moments in that episode that got, he was drunk though.
That's life.
that's be the best shows.
That's life.
Oh, he was living his best life though. But that was a good show. It was
Yeah.
a good show. So, Kate,
And then-
question for you:
Go ahead.
how do you feel like you have changed since we've started doing Rainbow Table Talk?
How have I
Or
changed?
good, bad, and different, or like what has Rainbow Table Talk done for you?
Yeah, I feel like Rainbow. I think one of the biggest things is what I never thought was possible for us. Just kind of growing up, always with that kind of that struggle or challenge with our sexuality to even come to a place of full acceptance of who we are
Yeah.
and share our story.
Yeah.
We're on here bi-weekly, but this is 20 something years of challenges that we went through to get to a point like shit. We're sharing not only our personal story but bringing other people in.
Yeah.
So I think it's just to see the growth over time with that and be an inspiration for people. Um, and I think it's just, the collaboration, behind the scenes, things that people don't get to see off on camera, just the collaboration with producer and you, like learning how to work within a team in order to make a vision happen. And
Yeah.
a lot of stuff happens behind the scenes. People get sick. I got sick with COVID. You have your own personal challenges, things that we have had going on, but to just continue to press in and say, okay, we're going to continue to serve. And so that I think that's going through challenges, but still keep holding the vision. I think that's something that I've learned.
Ooh,
And I
listen,
want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for that.
listen here, Pastor
Okay,
K.
don't start me
Going
with my
through
tea.
challenges,
I ain't
but
got,
still
don't
seeing
start me
the
with my
vision.
tea, honey. Don't start with my tea. I'm
Going
not
through
messing with
challenges, but still seeing the vision. Write that down, producer. That's a sermon.
you. Hey. Same
Listen.
for you.
What
So
you said? Going through what?
going through challenges, but still seeing the vision.
That does sound like that sounded like I needed to have a suit on with that.
I was playing.
Challenge.
I like how you said shalom.
Challenge. So for me, Rainbow Table Talk has taught me to allow myself to be vulnerable to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
When you're here and we're sharing parts of ourselves and personal parts of our story that we may have never shared with anybody, or we may not think anybody cares about or listens to, and then you get feedback and people are like, oh yeah, that helped me, this part of this episode helped me. Another episode that meant a lot was the episode I did with Naima and
Yeah.
who that
The
Black,
other
um,
yes.
and just being able to see the perspective from people who are bisexual and
Mm-hmm.
and feeling like they are a part of the community that is left out. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm learning. I'm learning with Rainbow Table Talk. I'm learning how to consider people's pronouns because
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be a better member of the community. I'm learning how to um, not just take what social media says on a subject, but to really dig in and say, let me talk to the people who this is affecting. Let me talk to
Yeah.
the people who are going through these things instead of just placing my opinions on, or what they say, opinions aren't facts. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of just being like, well, I've always felt this way, so this is how it's going to be, being like, all right, let me listen to the people who are going through it. Let me understand from the view of somebody who prefers to be known as they them, as
Yeah.
opposed to just being like, well, she looked like a she, so I ain't calling her she. Like
Yeah.
it's very easy to be steeped in the things that we've been steeped in, and don't think that just because we are part of the LGBT community that we are fair to all of those in the LGBT community.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a learning. It's learning on this journey.
Oh man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful, and it takes a lot. I mean, because some people would say, "Hey, I want to do something," and just only speak from their own vantage point. But I think, like you said, that's a big testament to the show of exploring these topics and just kind of people sharing, even from a male perspective, the challenges, what it is to be bi,
Yeah,
and something that for a community that is pretty much excluded or you don't talk about. But it is a learning experience. You learn, then that's how we learn quicker. So I think that
exactly,
was great. That
exactly.
was
So
great.
even some of my friend Ant, he says he's like, I watch just to learn.
Hmm.
Straight male, married, got kids, and he's just like, but want to know how to interact with you better. I want to know how to um, be more inclusive of you and make you feel more comfortable. So I can appreciate that, and our allies, who come in and really like show up and show out. And then with the episode of Pastor, it was the first
Mhm.
time encountering hatred from people in regards to the show, because when I posted
Wow.
on Facebook, I had a lot of um, I don't want to say they're from Texas, but I just had a lot of people had a lot of very conservative views who were, this is an abomination.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
and
going
yeah.
to hell, and it straightened like that thought process, like, oh, this ain't, you're not always going to get people who are going to be like, we love what you're doing. And so
Yeah,
it's being able to see that and be like, oh man, we gonna encounter some hatred along the way. We're gonna
yeah.
encounter some people who don't mean for our show to be any good, but we still have to what press forward through the challenges of the vision. What?
Y'all better stop it. You
We're
better stop.
going through challenges, but still seeing the vision.
Let's make this a t-shirt. That's a Rainbow Table Talk t-shirt. We're about to get some royalties over it, put some quotes on it. But seriously, on that same vein, talk about challenges. What challenges do you think what challenges did we experience or you experience along this journey?
Recently, my grandfather passed, and me and him were always, we were close, but not close. Like, okay, so it's, you know how like you don't see somebody on a regular basis, but when you see them, you have this just this love for each
Yeah,
other. And he always, since I was a little girl, had this like extreme love for me.
yes,
And when I officially came out and then had decided to get married, our relationship changed. My grandfather is very traditional Christian, and he is very staunch, like, or was very staunch. He's the kind of man um, who to please God, he stopped speeding. Like, he was like, I will no longer disobey man's laws in order to follow God.
yeah.
He was still making moonshine. I don't know what God think about
Like,
that, but I ain't even going never.
okay, we ain't no
So,
judgment.
so, but he was one of those like, I'm not gonna break any rules. So for him, homosexuality is a sin for him, and so it changed our relationship. It changed the way we interacted with each other, or he interacted with me. And
Mhm.
so when he passed away, and I went to the funeral, which I didn't even want to go to the funeral, but I wanted to support my father. And
Yeah.
so I went to the funeral, and I guess at some point in time, maybe the pastor had a conversation with him or my grandmother, but you know how the pastor just throw shots at a funeral. So he
Yeah, yeah.
ended up saying something along the lines of like, if you are in a lifestyle of sin, granddaughter, grandson, then you need to come back to God. And when I tell you, I was in the service, and the whole time I was in the service, I felt anxious, like
Mhm.
legs shaking. I'm sitting by myself. You feel like people's eyes are on you, and I felt uncomfortable. It might not have even been real, but I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so when the pastor said, come out of lifestyles of sin, granddaughters or grandson. And I felt like that was something that was directly related to me.
Mhm.
That could have been something that was like, get out of here. You know, don't stay in this place. But when I tell you, I had felt all that anxiety, but in that moment, I felt peace. And
Mhm.
I felt like God spoke to me at that moment and was like, don't pay him any mind. Listen to what I've told you to do.
Yeah.
Listen to what I've told you to do. And in that moment, I felt like God was saying, there are people who are just like you, who need
Mhm.
your message, who need to know that God loves them, who need to know that I'm not here to worry about who they are intending to love, but I need to know about who they are intending to be in me, who they are intending to reach for me. And
Mhm.
so keep doing what you're doing. Try harder to reach more people. And so for me, that's what that was. That was my moment to say, okay, God, what I'm doing here with Rainbow Table Talk, the parts of myself that I'm willing to put out to the world,
Yeah.
whether it be embarrassing, whether it be judgmental, this is what you've called me to do, because there are people who love like I do, who
Mm-hmm.
need to know that you love them like you love me. And so I think that Rainbow Table Talk has allowed me to tap back into my spirituality in a way that I wasn't before. Even just hearing different people come on and talk about their walk with God while being a homosexual um, has allowed me to strengthen my faith with God. So that's where it's helped me in
Mm.
that communion.
Can you this freaking clown? When people try to be serious, man, dude. One, let's take all the breath and prayers for you,
Thank you.
Duchess, and your family as you go through this time, and just prayers and love and light with you. So,
Thank you.
and as
It's
your
crazy, man.
cousin,
Like it's like
I know.
you feel like you like I felt like I could, like I was talking to producer and I was like, I feel like I'm not allowed to grieve. Like I feel like
Mhm.
because he felt some type of way towards me at the end of that I shouldn't grieve, and it's like grieving
No,
isn't for the person who passed.
no.
Grieving is for you.
Yeah, it's a release.
Yeah, right. I can release. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's why I
Don't
was
let
at the
nothing.
funeral looking good with my little shades on, and I was like, I'm still going out here with
Yeah,
you.
look,
Going out
look
here
now.
looking good, you know what I'm saying?
Look, God told me different up in here. No, but that's
Right.
sometimes what things happen, and I'm glad that you've reached a point in your own journey where words that were said didn't penetrate your heart like that. You was able to still anchor yourself to God and say, no, this is what I'm here, this is who I am, and I still extend love no matter if that love is reciprocated to me in the way that I want to feel it. So I'm just so proud of you because I know you, and I know your granddad, I know your family.
Yeah.
They's my family.
Yeah.
So I just so proud of you for who you are and to be able to navigate that. So proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Stop it. Stop it. I would say for myself, a big challenge with going through. Hold on, got a little cough in my throat.
Did, did
You
you
should over here. I was popping a beat over here trying to get it out. You got to do that sometimes. No, but seriously, I think for me going through Rainbow Table Talk, a big challenge for me was health. Behind the scenes health. I'm, typically like this very vibrant, animated, you know, cool, collective person, and there was times where I'm like, my health is not where I'm needing to be. I'm dealing with shit. I was dealing with fibroid issues. I was dealing with my iron. Not, before we come on the show, they be like, you pop the iron. Yeah, I got my iron.
Okay.
Dealing with things like that, and then COVID. So it was just when I made that statement earlier, like just really holding on, and you was like really helping me with that, even between that, because it was like, no, this is something that we never thought would be possible.
Yeah.
You've come to a space of peace. Now you got to go help other people. um, it don't matter how you feel. You got to do it. You got to push through, and to have someone on the journey, because sometimes you cannot do things alone. And I just learned that you cannot do things alone. That's why we need each other. um, and just feeling so blessed that just to be able to walk this journey with you. And um, it was hard. It was just really hard and challenging to saying like, God, and even second guessing like, okay, what am I doing? Who am I to be talking about this? And says, God said, no, you've had years of going through this challenge. You have to continue. You have to tell your story. You have to be you. I think over time I've just learned how to be more comfortable, like you said, be more vulnerable, chillax. um, but yeah, just being able to have a sense of resilience, just going through challenges and saying, "Yay, you got to show up.
You got to show up.
You got to
Even through
show up."
challenges. What? producer, what is the line? I keep forgetting. I
Stop
want to
it.
line up.
All the challenges, but still seeing the vision. Come on.
You know what? Y'all gonna have to text that to me because that just came off. That was
You
that
got those
was
two challenges.
that was God. That was God just dropping that through. So y'all gonna have to probably message that back to me.
Sean was saying most of what happens to us is to help someone else get through it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just I agree with that fully. But sometimes I'd be like,
Damn.
yeah,
Damn.
Lee, like what? Like it reminds me of like I've told I used to tell my ex mother-in-law that she has a Job story, and
Mm.
I was just like, damn, but how long I gonna keep taking before you restore
Like, come on, bro. Come on.
before you restore some of the stuff? Producer put it in the
This will
private.
be on point.
Producer be on point.
We
Boy,
need to put that on a shirt
I'm
and call it
saying.
a day. Rainbow Table
Um,
talking back.
but like it just sometimes it just be like, God, all right, but how much you gonna take me through? How much you gonna
Hmm.
take me through?
Yeah.
And so I know that we wanted to get to the topic this month, being that it was everything, but this month has been
Yeah.
crazy amongst a bunch of other crazy months.
Hmm.
And so this month was suicide awareness, correct?
Yes.
Suicide awareness month. So
Hmm.
with that being said, for me, I wanted to share my personal story in relation to that because we try to stay within the topics on this show of
Hmm.
what affects us in our community, and that is a big deal in our community. It is a it's the option for the hopeless, and so we don't want that to be the option for those who have lost hope. And
Hmm.
so for me, um, I don't necessarily call it an attempt, but
Hmm.
maybe it was a drive towards it. And I remember when one of the times that I had come out, well, I think the first time I'd come out, I kicked myself out the house.
I
Y'all
like how
go
you
back
said
to,
that.
go
I
back to
kicked
the
it.
first episode if you don't remember how I
Oh
kicked
yes.
myself out of the house.
Yes.
So I came out and then I kicked myself out. And then while I was driving, I was like, I've tried to pray this away. I finally decided to come out, and the people who are supposed to love me the most are not loving me. So um, I remember riding down San Jose,
Hmm.
and not San Jose, California, San Jose Boulevard, Jacksonville, Florida, just two very different streets. So I remember rolling down San Jose in my little Toyota Corolla
With the
uh,
basketball on the back
with
that we end up
basketball
we end
covering the
up.
hole from when we was going places we had no business going, and I backed up into a sign. Never mind. So I ended up like pushing 100 on San Jose, and at that time it was just a 2-lane road, and there was a semi truck in front of me, and I was like, I'm running into this truck today because I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to be involved with this anymore. I don't want to not love myself anymore. I don't want to be in a world where I can't be me and be loved for being me. And as I'm like, I didn't even know the Toyota could get up to that much.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
baby was flying. And I at that time I could say something in me said, but now I know it was the voice of God, and I hear that voice very clearly. And they were like, nah. Like I was really
Just
just
like slow down, sis.
like, this ain't it. And I pushed and I slammed on brakes. And honestly, I don't even know how my car reacted in enough time to where that worked for me. But it was basically like I heard the voice of God say, you still have things that you need to share with people. You still have a lot that I'm calling for you to do. You still have a lot that I need for you to do, and a lot of people that I need for you to reach. So this is not your time. I will let you know when it's time for you to go, but this ain't it. And after that, I was just like, okay, I might have been being a little dramatic.
let me pull over and get some weed and just calm myself down.
Reminded of my reasons for being here. Like
Yeah.
I always say, if you still here, then you must have a purpose. So uh,
Yeah.
just for those who it might be something in your mind, please reach out to somebody. Please reach
Yeah.
out to somebody who can help you. Reach out to somebody who will listen. reach out to some of the suicide awareness hotlines, reach out to a friend. Don't ever think that you are just going through something alone. Heck, message us if you need to.
Yeah.
Let's get you in connection with the right people. We got therapists on deck.
Yeah.
So Sean said that's how it happens. And Miss Melinda said I like to call them learning experiences. Challenges come when you fight the lessons. So I feel
Thank you.
like for us, we just need to remember who we are and whose we are.
Yeah.
In that, no matter how you celebrate, how you worship, how you go about living your life, we are all called to do something. We are all called to do something for someone else or someone greater than ourselves. And our story is not ever just over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's it. That's my suicide awareness story in a nutshell.
Duchess, who knew that this day would be like emotional? Emotional. But no. This is good. This is good. Thank you for just as my cousin, just not just co-host, but thank you for saying yes. You don't know.
Right. Because
I love you.
who else would
I
have
love
been
you.
ham sandwich?
Ham sandwich with mustard and cheese. No, just thank you for saying yes. Thank you for just having that moment and listening to God and doing what you needed to do so you could be here for you, not only for us, but like your kids and for yourself. I just appreciate you.
You
And
remember
it's,
when we started talking about doing this show?
yeah,
Like I think
this
it was
was,
like last year summer, maybe.
yeah, this was like, because y'all came down when like before like
We
September,
came
like
down,
September,
in
October.
September. I was still going through hell in a handbasket at the house when we
Hmm.
started talking about doing this.
Yeah.
And I think at that time it was like, when are we gonna squeeze this in? Like when can we have the time to do this? And like Kay said, Kay gotta take iron before she
I gotta drug myself up, honey, before I came up. I'm
like
doing a little bit
iron
better.
up and like just
I was like laying down. He was like, "Okay, we show." Oh, hey,
yeah,
and
like
it be like that sometimes. I mean, the challenges. I mean, just kind of going back to you mentioned like far as in this um, tapping into suicidal awareness. I don't necessarily have a suicide story per se, but stress of being queer can get to you, and I can remember just a couple years ago, after I'm teaching and motivating people and inspiring and high fiving, you can do it, just going to my hotel room and just punching the shit out my pillow, just having a mental and emotional breakdown because I just felt that. And I think I was reaching out to you around that time, like, hey, I'm still, and sometimes you could feel shameful for that because you feel like, damn, you know, at this age, I'm still questioning my sexuality. I'm like still trying to figure this out. And because I wanted to be obedient to God, I wanted to live in God's will. And it was, okay, God, do I need to stop? I just had got out of a breakup. Do I need to stop being with women? Um, is that the reason that relationship didn't work out? Because you want me to be in your will and you want me to be with a man, and that just terrorized me. So no, this is just talking about me, but it did not put me in a good place, and I could see and understand how just constant thoughts of that can get someone to the a next step or a next place. Because for me, it was just more of like I could not attend to the mental and emotional breakdown that I was having. I was like, this is not, and just instantly something shifted in me, said that this is not God's voice.
yeah.
This is not God's voice, because I just could not at that moment control myself. I was actually going to counseling, and I was going to a faith-based counselor, and I had messaged her and I was like, hey, I'm going through this. And it wasn't helpful because she was telling me, well, maybe your mission is to help become straight and then go out there and help people to be straight. And I was ravaged. I was like, no, that is not what it is. Like I was wrestling with that. And God says, no, I'm going to show you different. And I just knew that. I was like, that's not God's voice. So that's why, like, there's so much power in what we're doing at Rainbow Table Talk, because it's like I thought that was my mission, to be like, become straight, help other people get to the other side. But God had a different plan for me, like what I'm doing, here and off Rainbow Table Talk, to say, no, I want you to help people that has been burned by religion, or been burned by saying that, being queer is not right.
Yeah.
So, please, again, like, Duchess Echo, get the help that you need. And producer, if you're cool with it, maybe put this, suicide hotline number, or some, maybe kind of could get some resources out for people. But there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody. Get you a counselor, get you a therapist, a person that's LGBT plus affirming. Be careful. Ask questions.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you're not feeling the vibe of a counselor, you go talk to someone else. But know that you're not alone, and this is one of the reasons why we do the show.
Sean said, some people like myself felt like others would be better off without us. We feel like a burden, and the burden will be gone if we are not around. We need to make it more okay for people to not be okay. People have prayed, and it still doesn't change how they feel. Mental health is real. Can we make it as normal as eczema or lupus? I feel that. I feel
Thank you,
it.
Sean.
I feel the normalization of things that we haven't normalized. Like me and producer, we call them my happy meds. So, we call them
take some happy meds, or some natural herbal happy
I ended up
meds.
going to the doctor, and I really wasn't okay. So real talk, I went to the doctor trying to get meds for somebody who did not have insurance, and
Okay,
so I tried. So the doctor's asking me questions, right? And I'm answering the questions, but I start answering the questions for me. And the doctor was like, I think you deal with depression. And I was like, being depressed? I'm a goofball. What you mean I'm depressed?
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor was like, you don't deal with your depression in the form of sadness. You deal with yours in the form of irritability. So I mean, you can't call my name twice before I'm like, what you, stop calling me. Like, your face is angering me right now. And I'm a mom of two who constantly need me, constantly call me. So I can't be walking around irritable all the time. And then me, Kay, you know me since I played basketball. You knew I've had stomach issues since I was 15, 16 years old. Anytime I get nervous, I'll be like,
oh, she got a boo.
Oh,
she got a boo. Uncut.
So I started taking a very low dose of medicine, and I don't get that anxious feeling anymore. I don't. I'm a lot less irritable. I'm a lot more. I probably should be a little bit more irritable than what I am, but now I'm really just like, stuff gets me.
Yeah.
Stuff gets to me, but it's not like it used to be. It's not the my stomach's churning. Like, there was a time where I couldn't go to my parents' house without feeling such anxiety, like just feeling like overwhelmed. And now I've actually gone and spent the night at my parents' house as a grown adult. You're right, because I sure can be sarcastic, and that definitely is a cover for things I'm going through. I'm a laughing joke through everything. So
and this sometimes you got to be like that, but that's what we have to do. We have to, and I think even for this pandemic has showed us, you got to care for yourself. You got to care for yourself. I know that I'll be having experiencing some anxiety, stress. And, I'm constantly trying to figure out different ways of coping. How do I cope? Like, I'm more of a nature, like, oh, let me get out of nature. Some of this stuff works, but sometimes I just I need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I need to go talk to somebody. I need to get this off my chest. I need to get this off my head. But, dealing with anxiety, dealing with stress, dealing with depression, one thing is maybe around your queerness or certain parts of your identity. And then the pandemic, I mean, you have to go do what you have to do for yourself, whether if it's happy meds, whether if it's natural herbal med, grounding, it's all type of different things. You need to find out what works for you.
Just don't get on camera and be snotting like you was doing that one time when you was breathing and everything. Like, why would you just go and put like you
Oh
basically
yeah.
sit on camera and put rubbed
Because
Vicks?
I be into stuff. I was trying to show the space of vulnerability. All right, so we used to talk about I was doing like some what we call like fire breaths or breath work, and actually
Yeah.
helps bring oxygen to your brain, opens up your all of that good stuff in your brain. So yeah, but I was, yeah, maybe put a little snot on it.
Yeah,
You seen the
yeah.
tear though? You seen the tear was like,
But fire breathe off camera because I literally
I know you stupid.
I
You
logged
stupid.
onto Instagram and all I could see was just
What the hell is going on here?
what's wrong? And she was just like, breathe in, breathe out, now drop, now drop, now drop.
No, it's not low key. This is I'm gonna share this. I think I maybe told this story twice, but you got to watch what you do on camera. I was actually teaching maybe a couple months ago, and I was doing this little. I thought the camera was off, but it wasn't. Okay, I started to do this grounding exercise where you kind of like shake your body all over the place, and it's just to kind of release endorphins, just get oxygen in your body. Now, this is a class of maybe about 20 something people. My teammate was teaching, but I just thought it was on, cameras off. I was doing my thing, shaking up, and people in the chat was like, Kay, is you okay? You all right? So I was embarrassed. I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? I was like, I gotta think quick. So they went on break and I came back and said, hey, everyone, everything is fine. I'm okay. Nothing's wrong. And I had to explain to them what I was doing because I was like, they probably think I'm having a seizure or something like that's going on. So, moral of the story is do what you got to do for yourself. I mean, like, come on. If you get caught on camera, just be real. Just be real. Just be real.
What has Rainbow Table Talk done in your life over the past year?
Kept me up late past bedtime.
Man, hello.
Producer don't go to bed in no time soon.
So why they acting like they can't bring drinks and just keep us on track?
To get a deeper insight into the LGBT plus community and learn from those who feel inclined to bear pieces of their souls to us through story, humor, and just a connectionness of people and community.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Can you say that again? Like,
no,
that should be on a shirt too. We got like oh my god, that ending part that she said.
Level of connect for
bear their souls through storytelling, laughter, and connectionness.
Deep. Let's get a tattoo. When we getting our Rainbow Table Talk tattoos?
No, but I was like, man, I need to get me another. I may need to come to Jackson with that tattoo that you have. Did you have that tattoo? Can you show the people and explain to the people if you don't mind?
So this is Okay, this is my first tattoo here. Oh, that's good.
People get one and he just
right. This is the Sagittarian symbol with the arrow, and then the sun is for my son. The lilies are for my daughter. Her middle name is Lillian. And then the music is for me because I'm a musician, and it says all who wander are not lost. Matter of fact, I got this quote, or producer got this quote at KJ house because KJ had a globe. Was it a globe?
Yeah, got
and the globe says all who wander are not lost, and it just like tied together this piece perfectly.
Oh my gosh.
And then this is just a dream catcher.
Yeah.
And it's a compass right here is a compass. Sean said, sounds like I know the producer, the words, and the voice.
Hi,
Sean.
Hello. Hey, friend.
Hello.
That's my friend.
Right. We be trying to keep producer anonymity ties, but
yeah, like Tim Allen, we never got to see the dude that was like over the fence. Just never seen his face. It's like, man,
they showed that man face on the last show.
It's like, don't do that. After 20 something years. Okay,
But
we'll be
anyway,
curious.
do y'all have any questions for us before we wrap up the Rainbow Table Talk? Y'all got anything? Put it in your chat. Send us questions. Listen, guys, Rainbow Table Talk is doing big things. I need to post more on our podcast, but we are on Twitch, we are on Facebook, we're on IG, we got TikTok, we got YouTube, and now our podcasts are available on Spotify. As soon as I get the time, listen, guys, I'm trying to DJ, teach myself to be a photographer. I'm trying to do a lot.
I've been taking dope pictures, man.
So yes, so I will upload some more. I will do some this week sometime. So I appreciate y'all. And KJ, I just want to say that it is an honor and a blessing. I never knew that when we was in that bathroom being led to the Lord
we say
in University Christian, when I was going through the Lord's Prayer with you, that it would lead to us living in our truth and sharing our spirituality with the world. And I am so grateful to be doing this journey with you. And even though we are apart from each other, I feel like we're doing what we are called to do. So I appreciate you.
That was so good.
Don't cry.
I echo the same sentiments. I mean, I don't need to add to it.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm done. I'm
Yeah. We're going to send an email. Questions.
We love y'all. It's been 1 year. Thank you so much. Here's to another year. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
We love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Love and light to y'all. Peace.
Do the turkey.
Oh, you want to do the turkey?
That's what we're gonna do.
Y'all some jive turkeys.
That's what we're gonna do. Bring what we in season 2. We need to bring that in. Bring that sound in. Bring that sound in.
Bye, guys. Thank y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Hey, bye, y'all.